Hey guys, Chris again, classicvwbugs.com, and I got a cool question from a guy the other day. He gave me a call about his rear engine Decklid seal on his Beetle that he's restoring. And I know I've talked about rear engine seals before, but I just wanted to kind of go over a couple things with you guys. So this is my 54 convertible Beetle that you guys see here. And I'm down here in Florida, which is really nice weather right now. So here's the seal we're talking about here, this rear engine seal. This is the U-shaped seal that basically goes down the body of the car, down below the apron, right, and all the way back up. Now, on the early Beetles, they had a wide seal here that you can see. Really nice wide seal. And this is a good seal because at least it really doesn't curl. The other ones are known to curl, and when you close the deck lid, it's known to, get caught under the deck lid, and then it kind of doesn't look nice when you're out showing the car. You kind of want the seal to look nice and flat like you see here. And I'll show you another example on my 65 Beetle that has that later seal. But you can find your seal, I think on the Samba.com, there's a fellow there that sells this. It's all, correct. It's got the right ribs on it and such for this period. But to put these in, the ideal way to do this is prior to paint. You got to get under this C channel here. Okay, this is a C channel. A lot of times these C channels are rusted out and you got to get new ones. They do sell new C channels, CIP1.com, Wolfsburg West, J-Bugs. They're all going to sell this C channel here. This is where the seal catches into. You need to weld this on. If you do not weld this on, it's most likely going to come off just because this is a pretty strong piece of steel when you get it, and you will have to make the curvature here because they come straight, of course, in the box and when you buy them new. So you're gonna have to have your body guy weld these on, and I know my body guy doesn't particularly like doing these. But this seal, if you do have a good one on your car, you're gonna want to clean out the C channel inside, take off, of course, all the rubber off, and get in there with like a pick, and you need to clean out that channel. Because if you don't, and you go to the paint shop, they're going to paint right over that. They're not going to see that, and then you're going to have junk in there, and it's going to be problematic later when you got to put this seal in. The other thing you want to do is open the channel a little bit. So you get yourself like an implement that can open this up, a flat blade or something, or bent blade, and spackle blade, that kind of thing, and open this channel up a bit. Open that C up so that seal can get in there later after it's painted. Because when it's painted, paint adds layers, and it's going to tighten up that channel. So trust me, when it can be really tough sometimes to get this seal in there. So you want to open that channel up. Now, the other thing too is you're going to want to lube this in here before trying to attempt to put the seal in. Now, I know a lot of guys will tell you they start the seal, say, from the top of the channel, and they feed it through the channel. Yeah, that's all sounds good to do if your channel is really nice and clean, if it's brand new, and if you open that enough. A lot of times if you're stuck and that channel is closed, now you got to open that up. After paint, you could jeopardize cracking this channel, and you don't want that, right? So open that up, and what I pretty much do is get this seal hot. This flap here, this seal. Let it sit out in the sun, put a heat gun on it, let it get nice and soft. I actually will stretch it. So I'll have one guy pull this way, one guy pull this way, and then I insert that into the channel there, because what that does is that'll thin out that bead that's on the end of the seal here. Okay, so that's the way to install those things. They can be tough to do, but that's the way I do it, and I just feed it in as I go down the body, trying to channel it through the C channel from, say, the top, and then going all the way down. And that's kind of tough. I haven't had much luck with that. And then what you're going to want to do is, usually there's a cut here on the channel. Once you have it in nice, then what you do is with a block of wood and a hammer, just nail that down so it holds it in place. and also nail it down at the top, the ends of it, because you don't want this coming out. Okay, so let me show you the other seal that I have in my other Beetle. Okay, so here's my 65 Beetle, and it has the later seal in it. So if you see this seal, this is, if you can take a look here, you can see how kind of wavy they get. This is the thinner seal compared to the earlier seal that I showed you. You could use this seal on an early Beetle if you do have that, if you can't find those wider seals. But same deal here, you know, we just had to open the channel. If you don't have this channel or it's rotted out, which is what this fella called me about, he actually painted his car and it did not have the channel on the body to put the seal. So what do? Do you get the C channel? Do you buy that channel, that metal strip, and weld it on? Or do you think practical? Because if you're going to weld this channel on now you gotta paint. You gotta go through a whole painting scenario again, and now you gotta have your body guys match the paint. You're most likely gonna have to repaint the rear apron. Yes, you could probably take this fender off, but you're still gonna have to paint up in here. So it's a little problematic. That gets into, you know, a sketchy area there. That should be done prior to paint if you need those channels replaced. So what do? Well, the Mexican Beetles put the seal, they got rid of this actually, got rid of this channel, and they put the seal on the Decklid, which to me is actually way better to put the seal on there. And it's like a tubular seal, a rubber tubular seal or a foam seal if I'm not mistaken. Guys, correct me on that. I haven't had a Mexican Beetle in my possession, but I've seen them at the car shows, and how more practical that is when the rubber seal is actually adhesed, you know, with adhesive on the Decklid itself. And if it's a tubular seal, what it's gonna do then is when you close the Decklid, it's gonna then squish and absorb into the body, okay? And you know, and just get nice and soft and press up against the body. And that will actually seal way better than these seals. These seals, when you close this Decklid, I don't know if you can see, but it's not too terrible. But, you know, generally speaking, they do not seal the greatest. There's gonna be gaps probably in your Beetle when you put these seals on. So this fella came into a situation where he didn't know what to do. Now, if you're looking to be correct, you're going to car shows or something and you want everything to look right, then yeah, you got to go with something like this. But if you're using a daily driver or a tootle around car, or just a car you just take out occasionally, you don't care for certain things like correctness, then that seal will work great. I do believe the VW places will sell these seals. I think my guy in Connecticut, Dave at Bug City, sells those seals, and then they just either hook to the Decklid here, or it's a self-adhesive backing that sticks to this. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I haven't applied this before. If you can't get that seal from the VW places, you could go to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts, and they have those weather strip seals with like the 3M adhesive back that you can peel off and then stick onto the bottom of this Decklid. And then when that marries down to the body, that'll be a nice compression and actually seal the hood to the body, as opposed to something like this. You see how wavy this is, and they're known for curling like this and not really sitting right. You know, they're kind of cheap, you know, in a way. So that's that video, guys. If you have any questions, pop it in the comment section below. Love to hear your thoughts. And if you get value out of this, leave a like and subscribe, all that kind of jazz. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Peace.